welcome to another video, A Walk on the Wild Side, and I'm here in sunny St Anne's. Yes, I'm just down the road from Blackpool in this video. Just behind me are the world famous St Anne's beach huts. Have you ever thought about staying in a beach hut? We don't have them in Blackpool, but they've got them here. If you're interested, I'll put a link in the description. Just look at this here. This is the view you get from the beach huts. You can't beat it. Here in St Anne's, it's a little bit more sedate than Blackpool. Now, Blackpool can be a little bit in your face, you know. It's not for everybody. St Anne's is a little bit more, like I say, it's more sedate and less offensive as well, you could say. I was actually born here, by the way. I was born at the old War Memorial Hospital on St Anne's Road East. Yes, that was way back. It's not there anymore, but I'll tell you what I'll do. In this video, we'll have a little walk around St Anne's, starting off here on the Promenade, just by the beach huts. They're actually raking the beach, I'll show you that in a minute. And we'll take a walk through the town, I'll show you the Promenade, and we'll end up where I was born, and we'll see what's left of the old War Memorial Hospital. I believe they knocked it down and just built a lot of like houses there or something. It's a new housing estate. That's what they always do, isn't it? There is a blue plaque outside where the hospital used to be, so we'll check that out. Anyway, let's turn the camera around and we'll start. So here we are on the front, St Anne's on the sea with the beach huts. It's early morning, by the way. I'm filming this at around about 8:30, so it's pretty early. And look at this, they're raking the beach. I've never seen them rake the beach in St Anne's, but that's what they're doing. We've got Filed Council, as they're known. That's Filed Council, takes in St Anne's, Fairhaven, Ansdell and Lytham. They all come under, but just look at this beach, it's absolutely massive. But we are on the estuary, of course, the Ribble estuary. It must be fun driving one of these things, mustn't it? Look at that there. And it's pretty clear today. We can see right across to Southport. You know over there, that's Southport. You know, you can almost walk across to Southport when you get the lowest. I wouldn't recommend it though, by the way, because you never know, you could get stuck out there. There could be quicksand, but yeah, legend has it that you can sometimes walk to Southport from here, but like I said, I wouldn't recommend it. But anyway, we're going to head off, and I'm going to try and keep the camera rolling as we go. I don't want to cut this video up, so it'd make it a bit easier to edit as well. So like I say, we're starting off here at the beach huts. I'll just give you a look at these here. Well, quite remember how long these have been here, but there wasn't really a whole lot here before them, and I think it's much better with the beach huts. What do you think? Let me know if you've ever stayed in one of these beach huts. Just behind we've got a pitch and putt like golf course here. Just over there we've got the Grand Hotel, some quite big hotel. We've even got a little railway that goes around the side of this. Look at that there. There is so much here in St Anne's. Just up there is the island. We'll probably come round the other side of that. We've got a Toby Carvery there, and we've got amusements, and we've got the swimming pool, all the entertainment and all that sort of stuff. But just look at that. I can't get over that view. That is incredible. Wow. It's very quiet at the moment. There's someone with a dog down there with stabilisers on it. Look at that, isn't that cute? Stabilisers on the back legs. So we've got a ramp here. In fact, I just want to show you something. If I point this way, can you see the pier up there? Now, I took a photograph of the sun setting beyond the pier a few years ago. You can do it in the middle of summer when the sun sets. That way, right up there, you can get the sun setting underneath the arches of the pier. It's absolutely amazing. You can probably see the jetty up there as well. The old steamer jetty. But yeah, this is it. This is the view from St Anne's, isn't it? Absolutely amazing. Now they did mention before that St Anne's is obviously a lot quieter than Blackpool. It's a new town. It was actually built around 1875, and a lot of the money that sort of built St Anne's came from the successful people of Blackpool. And I think they wanted to build a new resort, a middle class resort, because Blackpool at that time was probably being taken over a bit by the working classes, you know, at that time. In the late 19th century, when the workers from the factories started to come up to Blackpool and they were mixing it up with all the middle classes, and I think that they wanted to build their own place, and I think that's how St Anne's was born. Here's a look down, look at that there, look. Yeah, so if you carry on down there, keep going that way, you'll get round to Fairhaven. You've got Fairhaven Lake, and if you carry on, you'll get all the way around to Lytham, which is rather swanky. Lytham, oh yes, rather. Lytham is very, very upmarket, but we're taking a look at St Anne's. Let's have a look at the pitch and putt. Just had a dog looking at me right funny then, a French bulldog. We've even got bits of dunes here as well. Now between Blackpool and St Anne's we've got quite extensive sand dunes, but they come to an end at St Anne's Pier, just up here a bit, about half a mile that way, but they start again here, look. So we've got more dunes. Listen, can you hear that? I think that's a stone chat that you can hear. You get a lot of them near the coast. There's something else about St Anne's as well. They do have quite extensive gardens, and we're going to go and check them out now. Let's go and have a look, shall we? Look at that there, Fylde Council. Mind you, it's been tagged that, hasn't it? You can't escape that, can you? Wherever you go, someone's tagged it. Just up that way we've got a car park and the beach cafe. I'm going to head onto the promenade now. Through these gardens here. Quite extensive gardens along the promenade in St Anne's as well. Something a bit different to Blackpool, because we don't really have a lot in the way of gardens in Blackpool, do we? Here's the thumbnail. Look at this for a thumbnail, eh? The Grand Hotel in the background there, yeah. Oh, you get a lot of famous people staying at the Grand, you know. You know when the Red Arrows come to Blackpool to do the air shows, they always stay at the Grand. Yeah. Samuel L. Jackson also once stayed at the Grand not that long ago when he was filming that Tim Burton film. I can't remember what it was. They filmed it in Blackpool. Just look at this, isn't it amazing? Just look at that there. So I'm taking you on a bit of a windy walk at the moment around these gardens. Yeah, I mean, they could really do with something like this in Blackpool, couldn't they? You know, on a smaller scale. I mean, we don't really have a whole lot on the promenade in terms of, I was going to walk across there, but I'd be disturbing that duck, wouldn't I? So we'll head this way, shall we? Oh, look at that bridge there, covered in ivy. Isn't it amazing? We've even got like a cobbled sort of path as well, or pebbles, whatever you want to call them. We'll head over the bridge, shall we? So we're now around the back, as you can see, at the beach huts and the pitch and putt there. Let's head up here, shall we? A couple of people feeding the wildlife down here. Look at this here, it's like a nice mosaic, isn't it? Yeah. Look at that, the ducks are getting well fed, the little ducklings down there. So let's head off on this tour of St Anne's. I'm going to head through the square. They're doing a lot of work in the square at the moment as well. Quite a lot of it is closed off. It's not closed off the traffic, but they have a lot of there's quite a lot of disruption going on at the moment, but I think it's going to look pretty good when it's done. You'll see it when we get there. That road there is called King's Road, as a Kingsmill van goes past. Now, one of the things you notice about St Anne's is that a lot of the roads here are very, very wide. There's so much more space in St Anne's than there is in Blackpool. What's this here? Petanque, what is it? Oh, you can play petanque. I've never heard of it before. Is it like boules? Boules? Well, they've got this thing here, look. And you can play it on there. Well, there you go. What do you reckon? Let me know if you've heard of that game. We'll carry on, shall we? So we're looking at some of the hotels and the apartments along the front here. There's one called Grand 22. As we come a bit further down, we've got another one here called Offshore. I believe that was formerly the Linden Hotel. That was at Chef Paul Rowley's place. The Linden. If I look this way, we've got the Toby Carvery over there. We've got Pleasure Island. That's where all the entertainment is there. These are the huts here where you get your golfing sticks and your little links golf there. That's the sign if you fancy a little bit of golf. A little bit of pitch and putt. Nothing wrong with a bit of pitch and putt. I don't think I'd like to have a game of golf on a golf course because I'd just be holding everybody up. I think I'd just get embarrassed because I wouldn't be able to hit the ball. De Vere Gardens. Very posh. There's another hotel over there. It's called Mode. Well, the bushes grow pretty well here. These are called euonymus. Nice juicy leaves on them. Euonymus, yeah. So if you want something that grows near the sea, get yourself a euonymus. But they are prone to mildew, so watch out for that. They are a little bit prone to mildew. There's a sign that says RNLI, so RNLI are just down here to the left. This is like the main entrance to the island here. Toby Carvery. All you can eat breakfast from £6.99. Asterix. Weekend pricing applies. I've never had a breakfast at a Toby Carvery, so I'll have to try it, won't I? But we've got a cinema over there as well. We've also got a train carriage that's a cafe. I've showed it on a previous video. I'll just quickly show you. See that there? It's a train carriage. It's called the Station Cafe Bar. Let's have a quick look at the parking prices. I don't think they're too bad actually. You know, compared to Blackpool. Over 4 hours, £4.60. So there's the YMCA, and just behind there we've got the RNLI, and we've got like a boating lake over there and fish and chip restaurant. But we'll carry on this way. It's a little bit like a grid pattern, St Anne's. A little bit. Was designed There was a design to it. So St Anne's, the street layout, was actually designed by the same people that designed Blackpool Tower. The architects who designed Blackpool Tower designed St Anne's around about 30 years before they built Blackpool Tower, yeah. Around about 1870, something like that. Just over here we've got the Dalmeny Hotel. These hotels are looking pretty busy. There's lots of cars in the car parks. There's plenty of parking along the promenade. It is limited to, it is free, but it's limited to 2 hours. No return within 2 hours. I'll just quickly head back over again. Oh, I want to show you this over here. So we've got some more gardens here. Look at this here, we've even got palm trees. Well, they're not palm trees, those are cordylines, they're very, very popular. Look at these beds here though, look. Look at that there, look. Why can't we have some of that in Blackpool? And look at the fountain as well. You know, I've got a picture of that when it was completely frozen in the middle of winter. If I can find it, I'll put it on the screen. It's a bit different now. You know, those things there, I always thought they were weeds, but they're letting them grow rampant here. I don't know what they're called, but you get them growing all over the place. They look really good though, don't they? With the pink flowers. Just over here we've got the inn on the Prom. That's the inn on the Prom. Welcome to the outside inn. Live entertainment when the sun's shining. So I'm making my way to St Anne's Square. Look at that there, we've got a little boat there outside, haven't we? Yeah. Interesting. That's the St Ives Hotel over there. I did a little tour of the St Ives years ago. Was it 2021? It was ages ago. I must look a whippersnapper in that video. Well, one thing about St Anne's is you don't get that many beer monsters. You don't get... I mean, there are beer monsters here, but you kind of have to search for them. You don't see as many beer monsters as you do in Blackpool. I'm just going to head across the road. St Ives has got a swimming pool, which the public can use. Also got a restaurant as well, public restaurant. There's the pier over there, the front of the pier, and we've got a bandstand as well, with a paddling pool going around the side. And we're now at the town hall. So this is like the town hall here for the borough of Fylde. It's a grand building, isn't it? There you go, there it is there, look. Fylde Council Town Hall. They're always changing the names of these councils, aren't they? Fylde Borough Council. It's now, I'll tell you what, let's have a look at, just look at this, look at that. No expense spared on some of these, walls, coping stones. There's a blue plaque outside the front, let's go and have a look, shall we? Reserved parking for a registrar. Wow, we've got a big wedding going on here today. Well, it's a nice day for a wedding. Well, it says up there that this used to be the South Down Hydropathic Hotel, and it was opened in 1897, and it became the town hall for Lytham St Anne's Borough Council in 1925. So there you go. It's 100 years since this was the town hall for Lytham and St Anne's. It's a birthday. But 1897 was when it originally opened as that hotel. I didn't even know that, you know. Or if I did, I probably forgot, because I have been here before. I'm always forgetting stuff, me. But you see over there, those flats over there are called Majestic. They're called Majestic Flats. And that looks like a grand entrance at one time, because it used to be the site of the Majestic Hotel. Yeah, a very posh hotel in the olden days. And you can see there, look, you can see where the entrance used to be there, look. The Majestic Hotel. I don't think there's a blue plaque on there though. Look, here's like the, that'll be the public entrance there, won't it? And they've got the tourist information in there as well. So yeah, if you look over there, just look at the wall, look at the detail up there, look. That would have been the original way in. So those flats are massive, by the way. Just here we've got the Lord Derby. The Lord Derby's a Green King pub. Now they were serving draft bass here not too long ago, you know, my favourite drink. And they were serving it. I don't know if they're still doing it. I might have to check it out sometime. We'll see. But this gets pretty busy, this pub. I can see this being absolutely rammed later. The Lord Derby. Just look at all these tables they've got outside. And sometimes they'll have like a bouncy castle. They'll have a bouncy castle as well. But we're now at the square, here we are. And look at that there. It's all, a lot of it's off limits at the moment. I'm just going to head across now. See if we can beat the traffic. Ugh. Yeah, look at this here. It's all going on in St Anne's Square. Let's turn it around. We'll have a look back to where I was. The pier. The entrance of the pier is over there. Or the front of the pier. Oh, look what they're doing here. Look, they're changing all the layout. Bit of a rattle coming from that van there. They're changing all the layout. Look, here, look. So it's only like this bit of the road that you can drive down. They're pedestrianising it, aren't they? Oh, look at this now. They're actually limiting the traffic that can come down here. Look at that. Look what they're doing. Look at this paving here. What do you think? Just here we've got B&M Bargains. Town map. We've got these really nice shelters as well. Again, quite a lot more gardens. It's a bit difficult to see them because of the fencing, but you can see you can see some of the gardens there. Look, I'm trying to avoid people at the moment. I was just trying to not get people on the camera there. But, St Anne's High Street Improvement Scheme Update. As part of the second phase, the works will be delivered in a phase sequence. So this is what they're doing. That's what it's going to look like. Second phase has commenced in your town centre. You know, blah blah blah, all that stuff they say. But it is a little bit of a mess at the moment. So we'll carry on. We've got a few shops here. So obviously this is the The main shopping drag, the main road in St Anne's. They've even got a W.H. Smith's. Remember when we had one in Blackpool? We haven't got one anymore. Well, they've got one here in St Anne's. Look at that, a W.H. Smith's. Oh, there's people sat out here already, having the coffees. Let's have a little look over the road. So I have shown this before in previous videos. So there's a lot of banks around here. Let's have a little look at it's only that bit there that they're doing, that they're sort of narrowing. That little bit there. So here's a look back where I was. There's lots of little parking spaces here as well. We've got a bus here, look, Blackpool Transport, lots of buses to St Anne's and Lytham. Got lots of old banks, look at that one there. It's now private medical care. Now if I head down this road all the way down here, we'll get to that War Memorial Hospital where I was born. So I mentioned that on the previous video as well. That used to be a bank where you saved money, and now it's a Betfred where, well, most people probably lose money, don't they? What do you reckon? Quite a lot of charity shops, but they're everywhere, aren't they? Charity shops, nail bars as well. They're everywhere, aren't they? No place can escape the charity shops, the Turkish barbers and the nail bars. They are just everywhere, aren't they? But we're making our way along the main drag in St Anne's. Just look at these buildings over it. Look at that one with the clock tower. What do you reckon? And then there's that one over there. That's a grand building, isn't it? That one with the red brick. Sort of like a tile, almost. And that's got the boots on the ground floor. Just up here we've got another pub. It's massive, that one, that pub there. Is that another Green King pub? I think it is, I know. Oh, look at that fancy Volkswagen there, look. ID Buzz. This road here is called Park Road. If you want to know where the Wetherspoons is, it's just down there on the right hand side. It's on Wood Street, the Wetherspoons in St Anne's. It's called the Troll Boat Inn. Here's a little look around. More seating over here. It's called the Townhouse, that pub there. Sorry if I'd already mentioned that. So I'm now heading towards what they call the Crescent. Now this train station is just down there, and the Sainsbury's, and also where St Anne's police station, the old police station, is just down there. I showed that on a previous video, but I'm going to head up here because I'm heading to the site where the old War Memorial Hospital used to be. So this is the Crescent, and we've got more shops up here, look. Oh look, we've got a vape shop. Like I said, even St Anne's can't escape the vape shops. But yeah, I mean, look at the buildings as well. Look at the nice building. I can see a dog looking at me out the window up there. It's like a nice yellow brick. That road there is called St Andrew's Road. Let's have a little look down there because they've got more shops. I'll tell you what, they've got a lot of shops. Turkish barbers. Did I mention Turkish barbers? So that's St Anne's Road. They've got a shop there called Pre-Love. What do you reckon? Get some nice furniture in there, wouldn't you? St Andrews Road South. Something else about St Anne's, of course, well, they have more gardens, they have more greenery, there's more space, the roads are wider. So the railway station is just down there. We'll have a little nosy from the bridge. Oh, look at that there. They've got a Reform UK filed headquarters right there. How about that? They must be doing pretty well in St Anne's, mustn't they? To have a headquarters here. Let's have a little nosy over the bridge. There you go. If you go up there on the platform and you head straight on, you get to Blackpool. It takes you into the old Blackpool South. And if you go the other way, you get to Preston. So we're coming down now, the other side. Got some quite swanky shops, you know. Kitchens and bathrooms, they look quite posh, don't they? Sorry about the traffic noise, it's getting quite busy now. Living St Anne's Guitars. Cats in Care charity. The Mutt's Barber Shop. Tell you what, we've got plenty of buses. That's the number 11. If you're interested in coming to St Anne's, you'd probably want to have a look at the number 11. Got another barber shop there. I don't think that's a Turkish one though. Don't think it is anyway. I'll just wait for this bus to leave. But we do have some gardens. Look at this here, they've got gardens everywhere, haven't they? Like a little windy path. There's a bird down there that looks... I'm trying to suss what that bird is. Is it a wagtail or something? Looks a bit like a grey wagtail. I don't see too many of those around. Just over here we've got... I'm not sure if that was like a toilet block or something, but it's got a nice mural on the back of it. So yeah, we've got a hotel over there called... It's got a couple of hotels, I think, down there. The Rathmore and the Fairmile. So there's a couple of hotels just hidden away down here as well. So we're coming down to St David's Road, the junction. This is quite a major road that goes across here. St David's Road, there's a church over there. Can't quite. Let's go and have a look, shall we? We've got to run. Tell you what, let's have a little look down here. St David's Road South. So this is another road that's got a south and a north. A lot of the roads in St Anne's have got east, west, south, north, all that, because they're quite long. And like I say, it is a grid, kind of like a grid pattern as well. So it kind of works. Look at this here, we've got a Euronics, domestic appliances. Look at the pots outside. This is the way you look after a shop. Yeah, what do you think? Just had someone looking at me right funny out of a car there. Who was he pointing at? Who's he talking to? The Cobbler's Den. Blue Moon. Oriental Chinese takeaway. I'll just have a little look up here a minute and then I'll come back. Just want to have a little look at this road here. This is quite a major road as well, St Albans Road. Again, we've got more shops down here. There's quite, I tell you what, there is quite a lot to St Anne's, you know. Mike Stewart Travel agents. So that's St Albans Road. We'll just have a little look. They've got the YMCA down there, by the way. The YMCA. But I'm going to head back this way. Hey, look at that there. That's my barber's. But it's closed down to let. Oh, I wonder who'll take that over. Got some really nice buildings wherever you look. Hiya. Just met someone there who I know. Look at that there, look at the entrance, look at the doors. Attention to detail. Anyway, let's have a quick look at this church. It's called Our Lady, Star of the Sea, Roman Catholic Church. There you go. If you're interested, mass times. Beginning 11th of May. So they're up to date here. Let's have a look at the entrance. Oh, look at that. Isn't it amazing? Right. So I came down over there. The Crescent. Now I just wonder, in the olden days, before the branch line, did the road just continue across? Because it's got St Anne's Road East there. So this bit here is called the Crescent. And it's like a bit of an offshoot, but it continues as St Anne's Road West when you get on the other side. But as you can see there, it looks like maybe, I don't know, I might be wrong, the railway line came after, can you see? But anyway, we're now on to St Anne's Road East, there you go, and we're now on the road. Well, this is the road where I was born, just up here. Just look at this hedge here, we've got a turret hedge. So just up here, not quite sure how far it is, about a quarter of a mile maybe, is the place where I was born. But I was brought up in Blackpool. I was just born here. For some reason, our mum decided to have all of us, 3 of us, down here in St Anne's instead of at the Glenroyd in Blackpool. That's a grand entrance over there, isn't it? Now, I don't think that that entrance there, those gate posts, belong to those buildings behind. What do you think? They look a bit more modern. What do you reckon? Plenty of trees in St Anne's. No shortage of trees. Try and get across the road if I can. Oh, here we go. Oh. Yeah, it's tree lined this road. St Anne's Road East. Pretty straight road as well. It finishes up at Hay Houses Lane, which is like an old road that goes between, well, the top end of St Anne's, and it leads down to, it leads all the way to Lytham really. But I just want to show you some of these roads here. Some of these roads that come off this. What's that one called there? St Patrick's Road. That one's called St Patrick's Road. But just look at the width of these roads. There's so much room so much more room in St Anne's. And these are just like little minor roads, some of these, you know. But look at how wide they are. Let's have a look this way. That one doesn't really look all that wide, but St Patrick's Road North kind of leads into a residential area. So as you can see, St Anne's is very leafy. There's a lot of places for sale around here. There's a nice terrace over the road there. Look at that terrace there. There's one for sale with Frank Wiles and another one with Unique. There'll probably be flats, I think. Apartments. Tell you what, it feels a bit like autumn, you know. It's been so dry for so long. I can see the holly trees here are actually shedding the leaves. Now hollies, they're in evergreen, so obviously hollies are always shedding leaves, but they seem to be shedding a lot more leaves. That's a lime. That tree over there seems to have a lot of lime trees. Lime trees can get absolutely massive. We've got some pretty big properties over there now, detached. We're getting into the swanky bits now. So like I say, I'm not going to cut this video, I'm just going to keep it rolling. We've got another road here. This one is, the road veers off and this takes you onto Headrim Gate. Now if you carry on all the way down this road here, it'll take you to the airport, or the other end of Blackpool Airport. So yeah, if you carry on down there, past we've got a church here, but we've got a nice lich gate as well. This will take you all the way down there, takes you onto Leech Lane, which is like the other side, the other side, St Anne's side of Blackpool Airport. But just look at this Lich Gate here, look. St Anne's Parish Church. We've got to go under this. Great yard here as well, look. Just look at the sky. Silver birches. At the front we've got a little island here. You know, all this, like I say, it was all planned out. Just down that way, that leads to St Albans Road where I was before. You can see the YMCA. It's quite big. I think they've got a swimming pool in there as well. It's a sports centre. That road is called Carlton Road. Let's have a look at the wall here. Look at this wall. Hey, the time and effort that they used to put into building things in the olden days. Here's a look at the church. We're getting ever closer to where I was born. Yeah, so I'll just go back to the hospital. Where we're going is where I was born and obviously brought up in Blackpool. At that time, Blackpool Hospital, Victoria, didn't have a maternity unit. So most people, if they weren't born at home in Blackpool, because there's a lot of people born at home, they will have been born at the Glenroyd, which is on Whitegate Drive, and the Glenroyd is still there. You can still see the name. It's not the same now. It used to be obviously like a hospital or something, or a medical centre. It still is a medical centre actually. You can still see the name, but for some reason all three of us were born here. So there you go. Anyway, I'll turn you back round. We're now up to another major road. This road is called Church Road, and again, if you go to the right down there, you'll eventually get to Ansdell, which is like a buffer zone between St Anne's and Lytham. Ansdell's very quiet. It's quite sleepy actually. Ansdell and Fairhaven, they're kind of like together, and if you carry on, you keep going, you will eventually get to Lytham. Here's a look at the other side of the church. Let's have a look at the church from this side. Get a proper look for me. There you go. St Anne's Parish Church. It's quite a nice church really, isn't it? I like old churches. And they've got Commonwealth war graves in here as well. I like looking around old churches, if they're open. So that's Church Road, and not surprisingly, it's got a few churches on it. Well, we're getting ever closer. There's a bit of a park over here. Let's go and have a look at this, shall we? Oh, they've got a pub down here. I'll just have a sneaky look at this pub. It's actually quite a popular pub as well. The Victoria. I've never been in, so I'll have to get myself in there sometime and check it out. But this pub here, the Victoria, is actually quite a popular pub here in St Anne's. Oh, look at that there. There she is. Can you see her on the sign? She doesn't look very amused, but there you go, that's the Victoria. I'll tell you what, that is one big pub. Let's have a look from back here. Another church over there, it's called the Church Road Methodist Church. I can't get away from it, can I? The Victoria, just look at the size of that. Place outside to drink as well. Green King as well, another Green King pub. So we've got a little park here. Let's just hop over the wall. Oh, look at this. This is what Blackpool needs. It needs more stuff. It's not very big. It's not very big, this space. But this is what Blackpool needs. You know what I was thinking? You know how that entertainment place fell through, where they're knocking the police station down? Well, why can't they just build a park? In the olden days, that's what they used to do. They used to build parks. We've got Stanley Park. Well, the only problem with Stanley Park is it's a bit too far away from the centre of town, and most visitors don't really get a chance to see Stanley Park. So what we need is a park closer to town. And if we had a park there, just the other side of the Coral Island, I mean, you can't get much closer to town, can you? I mean, it doesn't have to take up the whole space. I mean, look at this here, it's not... How big is it? I mean, even something like this would be all right. Wouldn't it be better than nothing? But these days, it just seems that any space that comes available now, they have to build houses on it, or they have to build a retail park on it. So, yeah, anyway, what do I know? Let's turn it back round. I can smell grass. It must have been cut. It doesn't look like it's been cut recently, but maybe they just sort of cut it quite high. But we're coming back out again now. I think is that a children's school over there? Primary school. I'm just looking at that building there. It looks a bit like it's leaning. I don't know. I think it is leaning, that, you know. You get a lot of houses in Blackpool that are leaning, but I've never really noticed that in Lytham. Or St Anne, should have said. That's definitely leaning. Wow. Can you see that? Mind you. Well, you know, when you get these old houses and you have creaky floorboards and the leaning, it does add a bit of character, I think, don't you think? So it's not necessarily a bad thing, as long as it's not going to fall over, as long as it's been underpinned. That's the main thing. But the first house that I bought in Blackpool had quite an obvious lean to it, a bit like that one there. And it wasn't going to fall down or anything, and it was in the middle of a terrace, so there was no danger of it falling down. But you could say that it gives the place a bit of character. I'm having to duck under the lime trees here. We've got some very, very swanky properties. I won't go poking my camera in, but they are serious looking detached properties now that I'm walking, but we're getting ever closer to where I was born. It can't be that far away now. It's and I've been past it a few times, and I've seen the blue plaque, and there is a wall that goes around it that's the original wall, because they always keep the original walls, don't they? You know, when they build these new fancy places where they knock something down and they build something new, they always tend to keep the walls, don't they, that go around, because you can't build walls like they used to. So as you can see, got quite a lot of trees leaning over onto the... You need to look after your garden when you live around here, you know. You need to keep on top of it. Neighbours will be watching. There are some right jungles though. Oh, there are some, but we can hardly see the house because of all the trees. Sold by Unique. So if you want to have a look at the property prices along here, have a little look on there and see what they're going for. You know, this coping stone here, they had a lot of them in Blackpool. In fact, where we grew up, the house where we grew up, had the same coping stone as that, like a red sort of arch, kind of like a glazed, yeah, glazed as well. So it's a bit of a mixture along here. We've got the really old coping stone there and some of the more modern ones. Another one that's been sold there. The property prices here are significantly more than Blackpool. I tell you what, it is quite a walk up here. You know, when I started coming down this road, I thought, oh, it's not that far, I'll be there in about 5 minutes. I can see it now, but I can see the wall. You know, I was talking about the wall going around what used to be the hospital. But it looks miles away. So, size of that place there, look. It's a big property, isn't it? Let's turn you back around. Shepherd Road. Again. Another one of those big, wide roads. It's like I say, it's like mostly a grid pattern, isn't it? You know, it's a bit, reminds me of being in America. I think there's a lot to say for the grid pattern, you know. Because it just makes it easy to get around, doesn't it? I think. So while it's quiet, we'll just take a little walk in the middle of the road, and I believe that I can see the place just up here. It's just up there. It's at the next junction. I can tell by the wall. I hope we can see the blue plaque, because last time I looked, the blue plaque was hidden behind a bush and you had to kind of climb over the bush to see it. But we will get to see it, I think. Look at those trees over there. That was absolutely massive, those trees. Look at the size of the trunk on that. That is actually digging up the wall a bit, that one. Wow. Well, if you know your trees, you'll know that that's a laburnum, and I'm filming this in the middle of May. I like the laburnums. You can't beat a flowering laburnum, but some people hate them. Some people hate them. Probably because they don't look like much when they're not flowering. That place has just been sold as well. Yeah, so the laburnums, they do look really nice when you get the yellow hanging flowers. But the rest of the year, they don't really look like much, really, do they? I think that's why a lot of people don't like them. But we're now here. We've made it, folks. This is it. You see that wall there? The junction with Crossland Road and Crossland Road South. Again, we've got a north and south. Bloody hell, that's a noisy plane. But just look at that wall there. This is it, folks. This is where the War Memorial Hospital used to be. This is where I was born. All those 27 years ago. And now it's like a little estate, really. We've got a little bit of a garden here. I'll just show you, just go back onto the other side of the road. And it continues down there, so I'm just thinking it probably continues all the way down there. That little place there is called Bannistree Close. So this is it. Sorry, I just lost the camera there. Just seems to have got really, really busy all of a sudden. Yeah, in fact, the blue plaque is just over there. And as you can see, the blue plaque. Let's go and see if we can find. Look at this here, look. So we've got a little bit of a garden area here with a seat, but it just looked like it could do with a bit of tidying up. And the plaque, I'm going to have to. Let's see if we can see the plaque. Well, I'm doing my best, folks. I hope you can see that. But this is it. I found it. I did say, didn't I, that the blue plaque was kind of hidden behind a bush. But this is the best I can do. If you can't read it all, I'll see if I can put a picture on for you. But let's have a look at that. Oh, just look at that there. Look. Oh, it's a shame, isn't it, how all this has kind of just got a little bit overgrown. It just could do with a bit of a tidy up here. But there you go. This is how it looks. So there you go. I tell you what, it's starting to get pretty busy along here now, St Anne's Road East. Now, as I said, there's a little road over here that goes into this estate called Banistery, and there's a place over the road, a house called Banistery. So I'm just wondering what that must be named after someone or something. But this is it. This is where I was born, folks, right here. The old War Memorial Hospital. It's no longer here, of course. We've got a housing estate, a bit like a gated community almost. And there you go. So that was a little walk around St Anne's. We started at the famous beach huts. If you're interested in staying there, I'll put a link in the description. And we ended up here after walking through the town centre to the place where I was born. So there you go. If you like the video, hit the like button and also hit subscribe and tick the bell for notifications of new videos, and I'll see you again on the next one.